This is different.
Yeah, this feels weird.
Yeah, I don't even recognize you anymore.
No, everything has changed.
After those things you said to me, I just couldn't move forward. You know, I was like, we can't be friends anymore.
Yeah, this is the podcast where we
Announce
try to
it.
go through it all and,
work our feelings out.
Work it out, yeah.
While we explain to the world the actual truth.
Yeah.
Why we, our managers actually set this whole thing up for us.
Right.
There's contracts, NDAs.
Should we get Dr. Phil in now?
Yeah,
The guest for today?
That's for the second episode. We're filming that one later. Yeah. All to say, we haven't done this in so long. Also, for people listening, we don't hate each other. That's a joke.
No,
that's sarcasm.
100% joke.
Maddie's like family. Okay, so...
Yeah, people they don't see us in videos together, but we see each other all the time.
And we text every day.
Yeah, if we're traveling or whatever. Yeah.
So don't worry, the bromance is alive.
Still good.
And it's a raging fire.
But why? It's a great way but why haven't we done this? The Matti and Pete show. People were loving it, and then we just cut it short.
I'll tell you why, because...
Actually, I'm curious.
Laziness.
Yeah, probably partly.
I don't like to think I'm a lazy person, but I am. It's the same thing. Like, I'm not a slob. I'm very meticulous with my things, but I'm a huge slob. Does that make sense? I'm not lazy, but I'm super lazy.
Well, if people would see my office, they would know exactly that definition there.
Guys.
Hey, okay.
If you're...
Cut that. Stop.
Okay.
No,
it's bad. It's bad.
Not terrible. It's just there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff, and you haven't fully moved out yet.
That's true.
So I'm kind of in this limbo stage where I don't want to fully set things up because
I would explain it
in here.
If for people listening, if you go to your friend's house and they open their garage up or they go into their basement.
Watch what you say here.
And there's stuff everywhere, but it's kind of organized everywhere stuff in a garage.
Sort of not,
and then
kinda.
Maddie is just in that garage making videos. That's what it's like.
There's an area that looks pretty good, and then a lot of the other stuff just doesn't look very good.
It's 4 snowboard helmets behind me. I don't even know why.
There's an angle down there of that shelf.
Yeah.
We just cleared that background for you.
Maddie's rollerblades, there's stuff everywhere.
Rollerblades. I wish I had some still. Yeah, I feel like it's a combination. I don't know how much laziness. I think we're pretty good at working on our own channels and stuff like that. But this this podcast was always supposed to be more of a fun thing for us to do. And so sometimes you get too busy, and then
priorities.
Yeah.
It's not to say I don't care about this at all, but it's not a priority for either of us. Yeah. It's just supposed to be fun.
It's like a fun hobby, and then sometimes you just don't have time to do your hobby, even though you really want to do your hobby.
Yes.
I think that's the best way to explain it.
I've got a lot of random hobbies I don't have enough time for. A lot.
Let's list some random hobbies of Peter McKinnon.
I'd like to get way better at juggling. That's the truth. I've got juggling pins at home. I've got juggling knives.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I always really wanted to get the 4 balls down. I could never really get there.
That was never really your forte in the magic industry.
No,
area.
I wanted it to be. I did.
Yeah.
Dude, I was in some weird stuff with magic.
Yeah.
And I got to clarify that too. I used to be a magician. I'm not saying I would try to conjure up spirits or weird black magic stuff, sleight of hand and things like that.
Yeah.
I was big into escapes and straight jackets and being able to get out of handcuffs and stuff.
Who was your idol for magic?
I don't think that I really had one, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think I idolized any one particular magician. There's so many different facets of magic. We're getting way off now. But there was particular individuals within those facets that were very good at what they did, and I liked the whole spectrum of it. Yeah.
I still think it's so because I didn't really know you.
Yeah. During those days.
Yeah, as a magician or anything. Yeah. So it's a weird part of your history that I don't really know much about.
I picked up a deck of cards for the first time last week and opened it up and had it in my truck and my hands were aching. I haven't done it in so long. My hand muscles are yo, what's happening?
Dropping all the cards all the time.
Yeah, it was kind of fun, and then just I remembered why I stopped.
You actually haven't. When I first met you back in 2017, I think it was. I think it was 2017. That's when we started our channel.
End of 16.
No, it was 2017 because I started my channel in 2017.
Oh, well.
Right at the beginning of 2017.
I apologize.
Yeah, you should.
Sorry.
I can't believe you didn't know that. Anyways, when I first met you, you would do random little magic tricks for me every once in a while. You'd be pick a card, or check this out, and you'd do some stuff.
Bam.
But you haven't done that for at least a year.
No, it's been a long time. I think anything, which will kind of it sets up what we want to discuss today. Anything that it becomes a job, a hobby or something that you really like and you're passionate about becomes a job, and then you do it for so long. Magic was like that. I was doing it my whole life. It was always a fun passion hobby. I had friends that did it. We'd meet up and, and then 8 years every single day just hammering on this stuff.
Yeah.
When YouTube started, I was like, I need a break. And I still feel like I'm not ready to come back to it yet.
Yeah.
And it kind of, it's upsetting a little bit because it was such a huge part. I got so many tattoos with regards to magic. It's like a huge part of my life, and I don't want it to go away completely, but I just ran it into the ground so deep that it's like I need time.
Yeah.
I can't see you right now. I need time. Okay, it's not you, it's me, and I need space.
So sometimes, obviously, you need a little break from your hobbies. And I think that's what happened with our channel.
With this channel?
This channel. Podcast
channel. We did so many podcasts that it just became like too much.
How many did we do? Like 5?
Dude, we did 3. I think we did 3. Didn't we do 3?
I don't even remember. It's all a blur.
We did 5.
We did 5. Right.
I thought we did 3.
That was a pure guess. I was just throwing out a random number.
I thought we did 3.
It's all a blur. So what have you been up to for like the last 6 months, I think, since we haven't done a podcast?
Yeah. Okay. You start.
I start?
You start.
Okay, 6 months ago. I mean, I think the thing that sticks out most was my little daily vlogging experiment.
Right. That was fun.
I think I did like 26 days straight.
I'm impressed.
Making a video and we've talked about this before. We've talked about even doing like a daily vlogging challenge where we would start it and see who can go for longer, but then we never ended up doing it. And
you were really excited about it.
I think the reason why I was so excited about, especially when I started that daily vlogging thing, was I've always been fascinated with daily vlogging. It's probably the thing that got me into YouTube in the first place. People like Casey Neistat and Hugh Olsen and these guys that were doing daily vlogging. I was like, what is this? It was so different from anything else that I had done or watched before. And so ever since I got into YouTube, it's been a fascination, and I've never tried it myself. So I wanted to see, what is it like? Is it like sustainable nowadays? Can you do it? And is there even interest in it? Because before there was huge interest and it was really good for algorithms and stuff. And I think it broke the algorithm for a lot of channels. People would start vlogging channels and then their main channels would become their second channel, and their vlogging channel would become
Matti
their main
Haapoja
channel.
Vlogs.
Yeah, exactly. Logan Paul Vlogs was like, that was his vlogging channel, right? And
not even his main.
Yeah, that just became his main channel because it was, so yeah, I wanted to try it. But then the other thing that I really wanted to learn through it was storytelling through like the mundane, normal stuff. Like we go through this all the time, right?
It's so hard.
Like I have no ideas. What am I supposed to do? And if you have to do that every single day, so that was like the thing I most wanted to challenge myself was like,
how did that go? Like, how did you come up with stories? I always say like when there's something to vlog, it's easy to vlog. Yeah.
If you're traveling
when there's
somewhere,
nothing to vlog, it's so difficult. You wake up, what's going on today? Nothing. It's raining outside.
Yeah.
No one's around. It's just you, and you think to yourself, what can I possibly show that's interesting? And we've talked to people before. We've made these videos, saying like, "Well, you are what's interesting.
Yeah,
you're interesting.
Yeah."
But that's kind of a double-edged sword in the sense that you are interesting, but like, should I just be sitting here talking to the camera?
Yeah,
because that's not really a vlog. I still need to do something. Should I just grocery shop?
Yeah,
or get my tires changed?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing too because it's so narcissistic in a way. It's like, look at my life every single day you're saying look at my life. But then I think I try to take like the perspective of just like the feelings that I would get watching, for example, a Casey vlog back in the day when I first started watching YouTube. It made me feel good. There's positive feelings that I was happy. I was happy about it. I liked watching them.
They were great.
Yeah, so I wanted to give that same feeling to other people. It was more I think I did it more for other people in a lot of ways. I wanted to produce that same thing. Because like right now, who's daily vlogging? Like pretty much nobody.
Nobody that I watch.
Yeah. Pretty much nobody that I know of.
Daily vlog. I'll be the first to admit I didn't watch all of yours.
Oh,
I just couldn't.
Yeah, I probably didn't even watch them.
What was the worst part for you?
I think the hardest part, so I think coming up with ideas was actually fairly easy. And keeping up with it was a lot easier than I thought it was. I thought I was going to last like a week or two max. And I think I could have gone a lot longer, but the part that I didn't like was that it was starting to take over my life too much. And that I didn't sort of anticipated, but
I feel like I remember the moment when you went to a coffee shop from your cottage to upload something with Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I could just tell that would have made you so mad.
By far, those were pretty much everything else. I was like, oh, this is fun. And then when I had to leave my cottage or work at the cottage, which usually was kind of a place of like,
no work.
Refuge from all the internet and everything. I just chilled there. And then all of a sudden I had to come up with ideas while I was at the cottage. And then, there's other people there and like, should I show them in the vlog or not? And
having a conversation with someone while you're texting.
Yeah.
You're there, but you're kind of not there.
Exactly. And so it started to take over too much. It's like if, I come home from the office and then I'm hanging out with my wife, Princess, and my kid, Kai, I would start to think like, okay, should we go for ice cream and should I vlog that? Is that good for the vlog?
Am I only going because I need something to vlog?
Exactly.
Or do I actually want ice cream?
Exactly. It starts taking over. And I think I had it was really interesting. Did you listen to the podcast? I think it was Philip DeFranco's podcast with Casey.
Yeah.
And he was talking about daily vlogging and how he would almost start manipulating Candace, his wife, to say something good for the vlog.
Like bait something.
Yeah. I don't think I got to that level, but I could see that's where it goes. Like your mind is constantly thinking about this thing. And I knew it's not healthy for anybody to work every single day in, day out. Like that's not healthy.
I tried daily vlogging when we went to Italy.
Yeah. I remember
lasted
that.
one day. I was trying to upload the vlog the next day and I was like, I'm not doing this.
You stayed up till 5 a.m. that first night editing. I was just sleeping.
Do you remember how yellow I was in that vlog?
Yeah. The colors were all off because you were using an Olympus camera.
you woke up at 2 a.m. and you're like, try downloading this plugin and then changing the skin tones.
Is that what I showed you, Colorista?
That was that day. I still use it.
I love how much I've taught you over the years about random stuff.
Hey, Maddie, why do I look like I have lipstick on in this? Everyone's going to comment about that, and lo and behold. They did. They definitely noticed. Oh, man, I was orange in that vlog. It was a weird one.
Yeah, vlogging it's a really interesting thing. Now I haven't really done a single vlog for a little while. I think I kind of got tired of it a little bit. And the thing is, when you're in daily vlogging, there's this sense of excitement and adrenaline, and you're getting that gratification of posting and getting views and comments and every single day.
And you're psyched that I'm keeping this going.
Exactly.
It's still going.
Exactly. So you're
doing it.
You're in the excitement, and then when you stop it, it kind of all that goes away, and then you're just oh, I don't want to do these anymore,
Well, see you later.
That same excitement isn't there. If you're not excited about it, you don't feel like doing it as much.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of at the point where I'm oh yeah, I haven't really done a vlog for a while. I want to do one again. But it takes, I think, that little bit of time to step away from it. Just like you're talking with the magic, step away from it for a bit. It's not you, it's me.
I mean, I guess I haven't been daily vlogging, but I've been trying to do more long form content in the last
you've been doing
6 months.
some really interesting content.
Which kind of, it's great, but it kind of sucks at the same time because it, the day-to-day videos, I don't want to say they suffer, but I just don't make them as much because it's a weird thing. They're fun to make and they're easy to make, but I want to constantly challenge myself. And if I get bored or if those thoughts seep into my head about, I don't want to make this anymore, then it's hard to get them out. Yeah. And I'm just when I get fixated on something, it's just game over. It's gonna happen no matter what. So I've started, I've been doing that Angels and Airwaves documentary.
Yeah, how's that been going? You've told me some stuff
it's
about
a love-hate thing. I don't hate the guys and I don't hate the band or hate the project.
That's just the nature of documentaries, I think.
It's just, there's some days where I'm super ramped up on it and I look at the footage and I get back from shooting one of their shows and I'm thinking, this looks so good. And then maybe a week later, I'm looking at all the footage and how much we have. And I'm trying to organize flights back because it's also difficult shooting this doc from a different country, having to go back and forth like a commute to LA and San Diego just for a few hours of something that I know will make the doc better in the end.
On top of all the other stuff that you're doing
On
already.
top of still trying to make videos and do brand stuff and run this channel and
run your company,
employees and
office,
family and office and all these things, right? My nose is going to start bleeding right now just listing all this stuff. So that's where sometimes you think about it in a negative light. Why am I doing this? Yeah. Why am I even doing this? And it's all on your own dime, on your own time.
Yeah.
It's not like anything anyone asked me to do. It's passion, purely because I want to see if I can do it. And I hope it's great. I think it's going to be great. I like to think anything I really put my like heart and soul into will be great.
It's going to be good.
But it's definitely difficult. But it's been very like rewarding. I've learned a lot.
Yeah, it's been fun watching you learn a lot through it.
And it's fun also getting, because like you mentioned like a second ago, like it's funny all the stuff you've taught me, and you have like taught me a ton of things.
You didn't use ND filters when I met you.
Like just like I didn't use ND filters.
You didn't have a light.
I deleted all my footage.
Like this.
I would make a video and delete. You're like, hey Pete, maybe you should just keep that stuff. It's like, nah,
I'm just gonna delete it.
The little sound of
feels
the
good.
Trash can. So, but yeah, getting like your opinions on things that aren't just like vlogs, it's just been nice. It's been nice like exploring that realm of filmmaking and
I think I've always been really into documentaries.
Yeah.
And I don't think you've been as into them, at least in the past, but now you're getting into them too. So it's like fun to like,
well, I remember
documentaries are fun. Like
you helped like that for everyone listening and watching. There was a point when we were, I don't know why you said for everyone listening and watching. That's all that's happening. It's not like we have a live audience here. And I'm like, hey, live
Tyler
audience.
Here.
1 second for Tyler that's running this thing. Everyone else.
We should have a live audience here. And they would like cheer and stuff.
Like a laugh track. If you just think about how sometimes the things you say are so stupid, but you realize after, I'm sorry.
We need one of those lights that says like applause now.
Big thumbs down when I'm talking so I know to just shift. Yeah. I'm sorry, everyone. Maddie made a suggestion. You made a suggestion when we were editing the bucket shot when I was pretty much done. Mm-hmm. And I think it was...
I felt bad because you had put so much effort into it. I was like, but it made just one more thing.
It made it so much better. It was a huge change, but I had like the reveal of the actual shot. Mm-hmm. I don't remember now. It might have been at the end or in the middle. It was like
kind of in the middle, yeah.
And you had said, just move that to the end because once I see like the payoff of like this whole doc, I don't want to watch anymore. And you still have like 10 to 15 minutes left where we've already seen the shot.
Yeah.
So just making that little shift changed it entirely.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like you had this really nice build up and I was like super pumped about it. And then you kind of went back into like the process of like making the photo. I was like, I don't really care about the process anymore. You've already seen it. Like it's already happened. It looks amazing. Like,
and then like the other day, you were looking at some of the Angels and Airwaves footage from like these really fast, in my defense, just scratch interviews that we threw together. But you mentioned like the eye line. You're like all the subjects seem to be looking like pretty high. Like where were you standing? And I was like, dude, I was standing way off to the corner. I was like a 8-foot giant.
Yeah.
And I just paid no attention to that. And you're like, you should be sitting right beside the camera, just off so that the eye line feels natural. And I mentioned that to Janice. She's like, oh, now that you say it, like it did feel kind of like weird.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for everyone that's watching, if you do see it
it'll be
future, if we use those clips, don't.
Now you'll
notice. Sorry. I did my best.
No, people don't understand how hard interviewing is. Interviewing is one of the most interesting, weird skills because like you can't learn it unless you actually just interview people, and most people don't get the chance.
And when
to
you don't
interview.
have a lot of time, and the people are popular.
Yeah.
You know, famous rock stars, and you don't have time.
And you're doing all the camera stuff, lighting, figuring out
just me.
And then
Max.
Directing the interviews and stuff. Yeah. There's just so many things to think about.
And there's a lot of times where you just say like, can we swear on this podcast?
Yep.
It's not gonna ruin.
Do we bleep swear words? I don't even know.
I don't need to swear. Now it's weird. Now it's weird.
Now you made it a thing.
There's a lot of times where you're just like, have I? There's a lot of times where you just say like the hell with it. Yeah. And you make the decision in the moment.
Wait, is that a swear word?
I was going to go a little more. I was going to go a little more pirate Pete on that one. Okay. But like, there's times where you just make a bad call because you just have to make a call, and it's like you accept defeat in the moment. You're like, fuck it, it's happening.
It's better to get something than nothing.
Yeah,
and you just gotta go with it.
Yeah. So there's been it's been crazy, and I've been shooting the whole thing on Red. I didn't bring any other camera as a safety. I didn't bring the EOS R, I didn't bring 1DX, I didn't bring C200. I started on the C200 for like the first few days, and then I just thought, no, I want to shoot this whole thing Red and 8K, and it's just been a monster. But I've learned
how much
that
have you
camera.
learned? Yeah,
I've learned so much about, like, I'll know the temperature that the sensor should be at when it's recording. I'll think, it's too hot right now. I need to
cool this thing down.
Cool this thing down, or I need to bring it outside, and then just with regards to like the settings in a cinema camera are so much, I mean, they're cinema cameras. It's not like a mirrorless camera that's also able to do video.
Yep.
So when you're looking at things, like I've shifted everything to just, your 180 degree shutter instead of actually changing my shutter speed for what frame rate. I just leave it at 180. And then if the flicker starts happening, I'll move it to 360 to see if I can, because the amount of lights they're using in this live
really
show.
In it. Yeah.
It's deep.
Yeah.
It's deep. So, and I've been working with other filmmakers, right? So my friend Max has been helping and he just DPs for a living.
Yeah.
And we even had Potato Jet come out.
Yeah, that's
to
so
shoot.
cool.
He shot one of their first show actually in Phoenix.
We need to have Potato Jet on this podcast.
That would be like a 4-hour podcast. Yeah. Between the amount of talking he does and me, you would just be listening.
I'll just sit here, watch you guys.
That's funny. Like when I get together with like my half brother, the first time my wife met him, she was like, I didn't think I'd ever see like another you. She's like, I've never seen you try to get a word in. Like it's always other people trying to get a word in. Like you were like silent because you couldn't speak.
You look shy in that.
I was like, that's
even just like you've been working with like having a focus puller and like all that
like a
stuff.
Crew, trying to have a crew.
Yeah, you're not just one man banding it.
Even when we went out to Banff and shot that mountains video,
that was really good.
We had like a little crew and there was there's a really great shot of. Can we put shots in this podcast to show? There's a shot of me coming in on a fishing boat.
If you're listening to this,
right, you'll know it if you've seen it. There's a shot of me on an old fishing boat on Lake Minnewanka, and there's a really nice like 360 pan. And a lot of people might think that's a drone, but it was actually Max in a follow boat with a gimbal, and Kirk was in my boat lying down, wirelessly pulling focus from the camera in another boat. So the amount of like work that just went into getting that shot, you're driving a boat, you're taking on waves, the chop, you're circling around, you're wirelessly pulling focus from 2 different boats. Like it's a lot of fun too.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work. Like,
and people don't recognize that. They'll see that like 5-second clip. Like, cool. Oh, that's cool.
Nice drone.
Yeah, nice drone shot. Like,
and
that's a Mavic Air, I think. And then meanwhile, it's like
just
red
the setup,
on a gimbal or something, and wireless focus. And
just setting up the camera to be able to do that takes like an hour. I guess that speed will improve with time, getting faster at it. But the things involved, like, is the Teradek on it? Okay, cool. Let's get the Teradek onto the small HD.
I'm sure a lot of people will be like, what's a Teradek?
Let's V-mount that so that we can. It just goes on and on. Oh, you gold mount, V-mount? Like it's...
I remember seeing like Hollywood films and they'd have a cinema camera built out and you're like, what is all that stuff?
Like Matrix, like a robot.
Where's the camera? Is this the what? Like,
and then it starts to make more sense the more you do it. You're like, oh, okay. There are 100 wires for everything. I remember when we first met, you're like SDI, and I'm like, huh?
HDMI?
HDMI? What's SDI? What is
USB?
What does SDI mean? Now I can't get enough SDI ports or P-taps.
P-taps. So that's next level.
I got a P-tap hub on my like an actual 6-port P-tap hub, and it's like a lifesaver. And I never thought that would be something I would even know how to say. Yeah. I'm like, just P-tap that into a hub, and then you're good to go, bro. Everyone's like, okay.
All right. Cool.
What does that mean? Like, don't P-tap into the battery or to like the actual camera, because if it shuts down, then all your stuff needs to be calibrated. So P-tap into the battery because it's going to stay running. Yeah. Does it have a P-tap port? Yeah. Baller.
Oh, sick. P-taps.
Yeah. P-tap is a form of connecting power.
Yeah. From a bigger V-mount battery.
Explanation. So a lot of photography gear or cinema gear is powered via this little cable and port called a P-tap.
Yeah.
Not HDMI or USB or
so
USB-C.
If like focus motors or something don't have a battery themselves, they have a P-tap.
Yeah. And then lots of this equipment, be it REDs or batteries or gimbals, have P-tap ports built into them. So you can power the RED from the gimbal or from other batteries, in case anyone didn't know what a P-tap was, because I certainly did not.
Oh, I've learned. Yeah. I've probably told this story a bunch of times, but I still remember the first time I went on like a more legit commercial shoot, and I think it was a C100 maybe or a C300. I forget which one I was. I didn't even know how to turn it on.
Yeah,
I knew nothing. Like I'd used DSLRs, and then I was like, "What is this? Like where?" I had to ask my friend Mark. I'm like, will you turn this on? Like,
I got a question.
I'm a little bit embarrassed, but like, I'll figure it out. But
what's up, man? No. How do I turn this on?
Play it cool.
Yeah. We've all been there though.
Yeah, that's the only way to learn.
I remember sitting in my bedroom of my childhood home on the phone with my friend Mike while he was explaining what aperture meant.
Yep.
And what ISO meant, and I didn't understand any of them. So we all start somewhere. So
I remember explaining ND filters to you, just like I have on my channel.
You like that. Yeah, it's pretty. You know what's cool though?
I like taking credit for little things that I'm like.
But it's pretty awesome that you explained to me what they were and why I need them, and now I have my own brand.
Yeah, how cool is that? Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
You just took it to the way next level.
I should have etched your I just explained
initials. how you may use them.
I should have been like, hey, Polar Pro, can you guys put just a super small MH, like a trademark to my signature?
That'd be so funny.
MH, just a nod.
What's the MH for?
Yeah, just a little nod to the guy that actually explained this technology to me yesterday. No,
it was. I mean, I had already been doing filmmaking for like 7 years before I started YouTube, and I think you had, more recently because you were in the magic world and then doing.
I was still making videos for the magic world, but I wasn't doing like filmmaking style. It wasn't serious camera work. It was DSLR stuff, Rode mic, and just some creativity. But when it comes down to actual production gear, it's a whole different world.
Oh yeah,
entirely different.
Entirely.
Everything takes 1,000 times longer, and that's part of the reason why I've done less videos, just because I've been working on this stuff and it just takes so long.
Yep.
Just that mountain video, like it's maybe a 10-minute, 15-minute video. It took 5-6 days to shoot.
Oh yeah, I remember you guys working on that forever.
Yeah, it's
editing.
It's been a lot of work. So, and then on top of that, those projects, just trying to sprinkle in videos that I know my fans will enjoy, that I also enjoy, that I want to make for them because I enjoy it. Trying to get that stuff done, and then dealing with The Office. The Office has been, it's been twofold. It's been completely devouring my soul, my passion for this job entirely, and like my life, my happiness. It's like it's killing me.
Soul sucking.
Yeah, actually killing me. But at the same time, like I'm excited, but it's taking so long. That excitement is, if I'm being honest, diminishing.
Yeah.
Just based off the amount of frustration and roadblocks. Like, have you ever been in a situation where you are at a friend's house or you're at somebody's office and they're explaining what they had to go through to make that place, and it's like a nightmare scenario, and you think to yourself, I never want to be in that, or thank God that's me right now. Like,
that's me looking at you.
Everything that I feel like could possibly go wrong and be delayed with this build out has.
Yeah.
Now, before we jump into this, if you want to, they are good problems to have.
Oh yeah.
I would rather be dealing with this kind of stress than other stresses that could be way more serious in life.
Yeah. It's not life and death.
Right. And having a clear perspective of, this whole situation has really helped me. And again, like people like you and Janice have been instrumental in reassuring me that
calm down, Peter.
It's not the end of the world. I'm like,
don't need to burn down the office yet.
Yeah. Burn down the office. I saw a mug. Janice sent me a picture of a mug that said, "May the bridges I burn light the way." I love that mug so much. I need to find it.
I feel like that's a good motto.
Maybe just torch bridges left and right. I want to torch this office.
McKinnon.
It's just stuff like we got hit with a permit. We weren't doing anything inside that required a building permit, but the previous owners, before the previous owners, had built like the second floor without a permit.
Yeah.
So someone from the area wandered in while trades were working inside and saw that I guess there was no sprinklers in certain areas that it should be, and went and called the towns, and then the town came in.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, I love that guy. If you're listening, I hate you.
How much trouble did that cause?
It caused 2 month delay.
Yeah.
So 2 months of nothing happening, just dust settled, lights off, doors locked, big thing taped to the door, it was just like building permit, failure to provide.
Yeah, you're supposed to be done
supposed to be done in the end of summer.
Yeah.
And then it was end of fall, and then
your stuff's still here.
Stuff's still here, dude. Yeah, my soul is. I was gonna say still here, but I feel like it's gone. So that caused a big delay, and but I want it to be done right. Like I'm not looking to cut corners. I'm not looking to sneak beyond. I don't want a permit because it'll take too much time. Like no, if we need a permit, we need a permit.
Yeah. It was just an annoying surprise.
Annoying way to go about it. And so that had to get sorted. So we sorted that out, and we're finally back to it. But what's difficult with like a build out like this is let's say we are going to have the painters come in because the painters need to finish so that we can install this big catwalk on clean walls. Well, if like something fails inspection and needs to be reframed, then the drywall needs to come down so the painters can't come because the drywall has to be finished.
Yeah.
And then maybe the taper can't come because the drywall is not done, and then he has to tape.
You're stressing
and then
me
the
out
paint.
right now, Peter.
But do you know what I mean?
Already.
It's like one thing after the other, and there's so many moving parts to it that all require everyone to be moving together.
Yeah.
So one thing stops and then everything stops. But the people handling it for me are doing a good job. So
I think your documentary and your office are like the exact opposite of daily vlogging.
Yeah.
Where like there's no reward, there's nothing that makes you feel good other than maybe looking at like the footage looks nice or like, oh, that's cool in the office, but there's no real reward until you finally get it finished and done, and then you put it out there. And I mean that has its own scary things like Cybertruck yesterday, you saw it. Like they've probably been working on that forever.
Yeah.
And then finally they put it out.
I thought
you're a truck guy too. So
huge truck guy.
Yeah.
I was in bed last night watching The Boys on Amazon.
That's good show.
I'm
like
30 minutes from finishing the finale, so don't say anything.
I won't say anything, but it's a good show.
I'm 30 minutes from finishing it because you texted me and said, watch the Tesla live stream. So I chimed in when the windows had already been broken.
Yeah, that was
so I didn't know that had happened. I was like, why is there broken windows?
Yeah.
Is that like, so I had no idea. I had no context. But I thought when I chimed in that he was trolling. It literally, and I'll give you my honest opinion, the camera was moving around this truck and I thought it was like a fake cap that had been put over top, and he was just gonna, because he's a bit of a troll, which is why people like him.
And I thought memes and stuff, internet trolling.
I thought maybe because he's being really quiet, and I've never seen one of his keynotes.
Yeah,
he just kind of doesn't say anything, and he almost looks, and I'm sure it's not the case, but he almost looks like he doesn't care. He's kind of like this, like 0 to 60.
No, that's just his personality, though. You watch any interview.
I'm like, do you like your job? Like, are you
excited about this truck at all?
Yeah. So like I'd never seen him one of these things before, so I was so confused in the broken windows, and I thought for a second because he was being that way, the cap would just miraculously be lifted to the ceiling, and we would see this beautiful truck, and everyone would be like,
"Oh my gosh!"
Everyone would be clapping, and the place would go wild, and it'd be trending on Twitter, which probably was anyway.
Oh,
but it never happened. That is the truck.
That is the truck.
And it is the ugliest piece of garbage I've ever seen in my entire life.
So, okay, here's my perspective. I was watching it from the beginning because I was super curious about this. I test drove a Tesla recently. I'm like falling in love with Teslas.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to see what this thing's about. And I see it roll up, and I had the exact same thought as you. I'm like, okay, that's just like a shell that they have like around it, and they're gonna be like, gotcha. They're gonna lift it off, and like, you look at this thing, and it's
disgusting.
Like, and I think what really threw me off is how grungy it looks.
Like a steampunk sheet metal set prop.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if it's just the lighting, because it looks different when it's driving around and then some of the other footage, but on stage it looked really grungy, and that's what threw me off. I was like,
looks like dirty.
Yeah, it looks dirty. And I was like, that can't be. Yeah, look at this photo. These photos, it looks like really clean.
It doesn't look like real life. It looks like a rendering for like a movie that we want to make.
It does.
Hey, this is what I'm thinking it could look like.
Yeah. Well, so it comes on stage, and I thought they were gonna pull off whatever, and then I was like, no, this is it. But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, if you saw this car in a movie like
Tron.
Have you seen Tron or Blade Runner 2049?
It would make sense.
If you saw this in there, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's the future.
Yeah.
That's the future for sure.
But I wouldn't like it.
But
I wouldn't watch Blade and be like, oh yeah, it's like, sick future. I hope we get there soon.
I think I sent you the photo of it like being like that camping one where it had like the tent and stuff. That photo kind of started to sell it to me. I was like, okay, like interesting.
Yeah.
And some of the photos, I'm like, it looks sick. And then at times I'm like,
what does the inside look like? I haven't seen the inside before.
Show the inside, Tyler. I think there's a picture up. So it's a 6-seater. It's got 3 seats in the front and 3 in the back, but the middle one like folds down.
Yeah.
And I think the inside is probably pretty like prototypey right now, but just like a little steering wheel and screen. That's it.
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, the specs are great.
Specs are insane.
So there's no denying that.
Yeah, insane.
Monster. But the inside, it just looks so bad. Like I don't care how good the specs are. It just looks ridiculous. It doesn't look like a truck.
No, it doesn't.
And I don't even. I don't know. I feel like doing a dump run and hauling some garbage to like somewhere, or like bringing home some stuff from IKEA, it would just be weird.
But honestly, mark my words, I guarantee, like this is my prediction. Right now it looks so weird, like to me still, even though I'm kind of liking it, it looks very weird still. I guarantee you, once we start seeing those on the street and we see more of them, you're going to look at the other cars and you're going to be like,
these look old and dated.
This looks like from like the 60s. Like, what's going on
I'll even say
here?
like I've seen a bunch of side-by-sides, even with the Raptor.
Yeah.
And it makes the Raptor look old.
Yeah.
Just because this looks so new. I still don't think it looks good though.
No, it's still,
I am biased.
Different.
I am biased. I still think the Raptor looks better.
Yeah, it's so different.
I really wanted this to be something I love. Did you see the normal, like the other prototype of the truck before this?
I don't think I think that was just I don't think those
that looked
real.
Dope.
I don't think they leaked anything. You're not talking about the Rivian or whatever? You're not talking about that one, right?
Hang on, I'll show you, and then we can put it up on screen if I find it here. Because that looked cool. I still wasn't a huge fan of that, but if it had looked like that, I like that better.
I think is that just like somebody guessing at what it could look like or something?
Move your mouse down one more, and then another one. That down bottom left corner, right there.
One.
That looks kind of cool. If it looked like that, I would think to myself, I could see myself driving that.
Yeah, that's like a hybrid of like futuristic, but still
kind of looks like a mean truck. Yeah. The other one looks like a low 8-bit polygon failed render from like a computer that doesn't have enough RAM.
What I started thinking is like, why haven't other cars? So I think it was smart because it sticks out so much. If you see that on the street, you're gonna be like, "What is that car?"
Like, turn around, follow it. I need to see it close up.
Are they filming a movie around here? What is this thing? Mm-hmm. Whereas if they made it look more like like what we have right now, like a Raptor or something like that, people would be like, "Oh, cool! Like it's electric Raptor," kind of like, and it would be like kind of a non.
I don't doubt people. They'll buy it because it's different and they want to be different.
The price
and the specs. There's a lot of reasons to actually be looking at something like that. I was going to say looking at a truck like that, but it doesn't feel or look like a truck.
No.
Like, are you going to see those on job sites?
Well, I think they're trying to like,
are you going to see those like just ripping through mud on a job site, hauling like a big ass bucket from like a backhoe in the back?
I mean, I think that's what all the you're gonna put like hitting it with a sledgehammer.
You're gonna put like a bucket arm in the back of that. Like you're gonna put a bobcat up there or like I don't know.
I mean, they put the way that the ATV,
that tiny little racer quad, of course.
Yeah.
You get an actual like Can-Am Renegade that's covered in mud in the back of your weird Tesla truck. It's just I don't know.
It's very interesting.
I'm not saying it's garbage as like a vehicle. Mm-hmm. It's probably going to be great. The built-in ramp right there is genius on the tailgate.
Super good.
I don't know why that's never been done. That's
and I think it
so
looks
sick.
You can control like the
but
height
even just
of it,
look
so
at that. It looks
down.
like paper. It looks like a paper.
Oh, it
like
looks
someone
so
made
weird.
it with paper.
That like certain angles, like side angle especially, looks weird.
It looks atrocious.
I don't want to say bad yet
the
because
wheel
I just
wells
think
right there.
So
those
weird
polygon wheel wells.
Yeah, those I don't know if I'm a fan of that.
What?
It kind of makes it look like a Mars vehicle, like the vehicle that you're
Mars
going to drive.
rover.
Yeah, exactly.
And it needs to be sheet metal because like the temperature of Mars has to
to protect us from the UV rays of something
science.
Yeah. Because science.
Yeah. What was up with the windows though? Why were they broken?
So you missed that.
I literally woke up and came here. It's like I don't know why the windows are broken.
So the first thing they did was like a sledgehammer. So like they took a sledgehammer to the side of that, like they hit it and it just like bounces off. That's issues.
Awesome.
And I think I kind of missed it, but I think they showed something about like shooting it too or something like that. It's like bulletproof.
I missed
essentially.
all of that.
Yeah. And then the next thing they were showing is that like the glass is super tough. So they started off with like they had it laid out on like a stand, and they had this tube that they dropped these like metal balls from like onto the glass, and it like withstood it, and they went higher and bigger or whatever. And then I think this is the designer guy, right, who designs the cars. Like the look of them. So yeah, there's the sledgehammer. And then they're like, we're going to test, one more test of the glass. And they go to throw one of those metal balls at it. And it just shatters the window. Like it's supposed to bounce off and, look at how tough it is.
Was he upset?
I think you could tell there was like definitely like a change in mood a little bit. And then they do it again, right? Because they're like, oh, let's test it again. So that's why there's the second one, because like, let's test the smaller one.
Look at this guy just whips it. No.
And it wasn't even that. I don't even think he whipped it that hard.
No,
so I don't know what happened.
Throw.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. So he does it again and he breaks the other window. And yeah, it just didn't go as planned.
Oh, that's
but
I
think that's why I think they're actually trying to market it to like, you know, construction workers. Like it's tough. Like you can,
something about the front light is pretty cool. Being
the front
one
is very
solid
cool
bar light. Like it's kind of neat.
This angle is very interesting.
It's just there's not, but then it moves 2 inches forward, and I hate it again.
I can't wait to see it on the street. I'm literally gonna have to follow it around. Yeah, I want to try it too. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say.
I don't know what to say.
But
either.
all that, this was a huge tangent, but all that to say, I think that's similar to what you're going through with the documentary, The Office, of like tons of work, and then it's like all that final.
And the windows break.
Hopefully the windows don't break on the documentary or The Office.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's a lot of work.
You haven't seen The Office since I literally got the keys when I bought the place.
Yeah, you gave me like a first tour, and I don't think I've been there since.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I should just come there once it's like.
I mean, we could just go right now if you want to see it.
I mean, we could.
I got nothing else.
You want to show it?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.